Have you ever felt like you're constantly chasing these quick wins, only to find yourself stuck in the same place? Slow nights, they feel like a waste. Tough tables feel like a burden. And it's easy to just coast through a shift. But what if I told you that the way you handle these moments determines your success more than anything else? And believe it or not, science proves it with an experiment on pigeons. Welcome to Beyond the Order. My name is Corey, and I will be taking care of you today. If this is your first time here, welcome to the restaurant. No, really, this channel is all about the psychology behind hospitality, how to communicate, how to read your guests, and how to elevate your service in a way that actually makes a difference. Let's jump into the pigeon experiment. So, back in the 1960s, there was an experiment done by some scientists, and they ran an experiment where pigeons had to choose between one button, and they could immediately get 1 ounces of grain of food, or they could wait an extra second or a few seconds and get 4 ounces of food, which was 4 times the reward. So either 1 ounce, automatically, wait a few seconds, 4 ounces, 4 times the reward by waiting. But guess what? The pigeons kept choosing the small, immediate reward over the bigger one. Why is this? Now, the reason is because in that moment, the short-term comfort levels feel better than waiting for the long-term gain. Does this sound familiar? Look, we do this all the time. We grab our phones in between tables instead of looking for ways to connect with guests. We complain about a slow section instead of strategizing how to maximize our tips. We take the easy route because it feels good now, even though it holds us back later. Actually, interestingly enough, I walked back in the kitchen last night when I was at work and I was getting something. And as I was getting something, I heard 2 servers, 2 of my coworkers, talking about this very idea. And one of them goes, "It's amazing because we're not really busy right now, but I'm doing really well because this allows me to connect with my tables even more, and to build rapport and relationships with them even more. So even though we're not busy, I'm still making what I need to make, the money that I need to make, because I'm being able to use this to actually build those relationships with our guests. This is a great time. Yes, it's slow, but this is a great time to build that rapport with them." Now, what this experiment revealed was something called delay discounting. Let me repeat that, delay discounting. And this is where we undervalue future rewards because they feel less real to us in the moment. So that 4 ounces, because it's in the future for those pigeons, it felt like it was less real than the immediate 1 ounce of grain that was right in front of them. Now, let's think about this. You know that networking with regulars will pay off in the long run, but scrolling on the phone feels a little easier. You know that improving your menu knowledge will increase your check averages, but chatting with coworkers is actually more fun. Now, just like these pigeons, we sabotage our own potentials for bigger rewards. Now, here's the kicker. When researchers changed the experiment slightly, giving pigeons more time to think before choosing, the pigeons actually picked the bigger reward. They just needed a moment to shift their perspective. So they redid the experiment, and they gave the 1 ounce of food was in 10 seconds, and the 4 ounce of food was in 14 seconds. So they would have still gotten the 1 ounce sooner, 10 seconds, compared to the 4 ounces in 14 seconds. But because they had to delay and they were both in the future, they were more prone to wait for the bigger 4 ounces. So, and that's exactly what we need to do at work. Instead of operating on impulse, we need to pause, zoom out, and ask ourselves, what will serve me better in the long run? So, how do you shift your thinking from 1 ounce to 4 ounce thinking? Step 1, you want to catch yourself in that 1 ounce mentality. And that first step, it's awareness. And the next time you feel frustrated, whether it's a slow section, a difficult guest, or a long shift, ask yourself, am I thinking short term or am I thinking long term? Is this a moment when I'm choosing comfort now over growth later? Step 2, let's reframe this moment. Instead of seeing a slow shift as a waste, see it as a chance to sharpen your skills, just like my coworker said. Yes, the shift was a little bit slower, but he was using this time to engage his guests more. He was using this time to build rapport, and maybe that's not it. Maybe it's you're looking at the menu. Maybe you're looking for different ways, new wines. You're taking the Vino app, and you're just scanning that some bottles of wine or bourbon app to learn more about the liquors that are in your bar to kind of, storytell and sell them. Instead of brushing off a guest, take 30 extra seconds to connect. You might turn them into a repeat customer. Step 3, play the long game. Ask any high-earning server, bartender, or restaurant manager how they got where they are, and it wasn't by taking the easy way out. They built habits that paid off over time. They chose that 4 ounce thinking. So, next time you're in a tough shift, I want you to ask yourself, am I thinking like a pigeon? Am I grabbing the easy win, or am I setting myself up for something bigger? The choice is yours. Short-term comfort or long-term success. And if this resonates with you, I want you to hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. What's one small shift that you can make in your mindset today? You all have a blessed day until our next shift.